When you have your attention on what it is you're grateful for, you start seeing and noticing more of that. And the people in your life just tend to blossom when they are seen in the light of gratitude and appreciation. Now, on the other hand, when we put our attention on what we judge, we get more of that. So if you are focusing on what drives you crazy about someone, then you're going to just notice that more and more and more about them. It's going to show up more and more and more. Hi, I'm Marcy Scheimoff, and I'm the founder of Your Year of Miracles, where we help people live in what we call the miracle zone, which is that place where you feel like you are in the flow with the universe and you experience more synchronicities and more miracles in your everyday life. And today's miracle moment is about the miracle of giving thanks. In the United States, Thanksgiving is coming right up. And in Canada, people celebrated Thanksgiving last month. And there's all sorts of holidays around the world that are happening during this season that we're in. And it is a great time where we're in a collective, a vibrational frequency of gratitude. I love Thanksgiving because that collective consciousness is all focused on gratitude. And gratitude is one of the highest vibrations that we can tune into. Giving thanks really helps us become a vibrational match for the miracles that we're wanting to have show up in our life. And also, as we get closer to the end of the year, being in gratitude is a really powerful way to set ourselves up for a more miraculous year ahead. Now, I know that Thanksgiving is supposed to be focused on giving thanks, and I know that that can really be hard because often it's a time where we have family gatherings, and not everyone is excited to go to family gatherings because there can be a lot of unhealed stuff between family members. There can be triggers. We've got that friend or that family member who has that rare gift of saying something that just makes everyone else feel uncomfortable. I love, there's a quote by Ram Dass. He said, if you think you're enlightened, spend a week with your family. And certainly the holidays give us those chances to test that out if we're spending that time with family. Now, giving thanks is really, really powerful because what we put our attention on is what grows stronger in our life. And when we have our attention on what we appreciate, we get more of that. There's the saying, what you appreciate appreciates. When you have your attention on what it is you're grateful for, you start seeing and noticing more of that. And the people in your life just tend to blossom when they are seen in the light of gratitude and appreciation. Now, on the other hand, when we put our attention on what we judge, we get more of that. So if you are focusing on what drives you crazy about someone, then you're going to just notice that more and more and more about them. It's going to show up more and more and more. So giving thanks and appreciation for the people in your life is not just a gift to them, though it is, but it's also a gift to yourself because it shifts the energy. It shifts the energy in yourself and it shifts the energy in your relationship to a much higher vibration. So I have a great way to really apply this principle of giving thanks during your Thanksgiving celebration or any holiday gathering that you have with family and friends. And it really shifts the energy of the whole room dramatically. And it is a process called the appreciation feast. Now, I've been doing this with my family at Thanksgivings for, I think, gosh, at least the last 20, 25 years. And, I know on Thanksgiving, we feast on a lot of food, and that's great. But I think this feast is what really helps make my Thanksgivings much more awesome. And here's how you do the Thanksgiving appreciation feast. You go around the table and you appreciate one thing about each person. The way you do it is you start with one person and everybody goes around the table and says, something I appreciate about you is. And then the next person says it to that same person in the hot seat, if you will. And you go around until everyone has said something I appreciate about you is. And that person just totally lights up. You watch it. And then you move on to the next person and everybody does the same thing. And so I remember we started, I think the first year we did it, we started with my mother. And I said, Mom, something I appreciate about you is how generous you are. And then the next person said, oh, something I appreciate about you is how funny you are. And by the end of the appreciations, my mother was in tears, absolute tears. And then we moved on to the next person. And again, you just do this until everyone at the table has had the appreciation feast, and it is such a feast. By the way, you may also want to videotape it, or at least audio tape it with your phone, so that people can go back and see what people said about them. Now, I know right now you might be thinking, oh, I don't think my family would ever want to do that. Well, you don't know until you try. And if you start things off by expressing your appreciation for one family member, pretty soon everyone else is going to want to chime in and get involved. And if you're not able to get together in person, you can even do the appreciation feast over a Zoom call with people. So, and in that way, you can definitely record it. I really love the recordings. They are things that you will treasure. Now, one little tip. The first year we did our appreciation feast before the meal, and the whole meal was getting cold. That wasn't great because you're kind of distracted. So what I do is I suggest that you do the appreciation feast at the end of the meal, maybe when you're digesting the main course before you have dessert. And that helps people not be so distracted. So I really believe that this is a surefire way to have a most heart-opening experience of Thanksgiving. So you can start the appreciation feast right now in the comments below. What are you thankful for? What do you appreciate in your life right now? And that puts us all together in the miraculous energy of gratitude together. So I'm going to leave you with this one quote from Meister Eckhart, who said, if the only prayer you said was thank you, that would be enough. I am wishing you a very beautiful holiday season filled with lots of gratitude. And I send you my love.